So what would you say in terms of, and I guess it's impossible to ignore the current global kind of situation and how that's impacting hospitality, obviously, but kind of, let's say, putting that aside somewhat, what would you say you see as being kind of the future trends within hospitality? Sustainability, and obviously chefs and front of house and at every level of the food chain, sustainability has become really, really important. So that, I think, kind of we know. But in terms of kind of more of the experiential level, what do you think we'll be seeing more of in restaurants? And maybe now, because of the current global situation, maybe if people are going out less, then they may be more inclined to be a bit more selective, or there may be less restaurants out there doing what they do. So what do you think we'll see kind of more of in terms of attitudes and trends?
Sure. So without being able, obviously, to predict, as we know, especially given the situation, maybe I would split the answer into two parts. So let's say that we were having this conversation pre-COVID-19, so everything was going as normal in a way. So if we had this conversation, then my reply probably would be that I would see generally, well, yes, sustainability, it's like the main thing. And we need to focus to that. So, all about the environment and everything, because there is a major, major challenge there. So there's no way back, and we just need to accelerate. And when we say sustainability, it's not just the environment, right? As I said, it's equality, it's the rights, everybody. So there's a lot of human elements there related. So sustainability and human capital, always, human capital, the greatest investment. I'm going to, keep banging on the wall, greatest investment. So that, and it would be, because that would be a link, let's say, to, to maybe a little bit of the current situation, which I'll get to that. So human capital, I'll get to that. So yes, restaurants, we've seen a kind of a trend wave, whatever, to more kind of bistro style, not that top luxury, like tablecloths, right, silver service. We've seen already that kind of wave coming in, and it would probably stay, I think, to an extent.
So like, are we talking about kind of the Jason Atten, Pollen Street social, where it's still fine dining, but kind of a lot more relaxed, no ties? And are we talking about that?
I mean, the dress code, yes, it would be anyway, I believe. And we can just mention that, for example, at the Duck, there was no dress code. So there were guests coming in with flip-flops, literally flip-flops, And,
I actually meant the service, as in kind of the service kind of up button.
No, sure, of course. But again, you cannot, maybe you can, even your experience, even if you wear like a suit and a tie and everything, maybe you can provide such an experience and a service that if you ask the guests 1 hour after they've left, was your waiter wearing, what was their dress code? Did they wear a tie? And they might go, I don't know, I don't remember. Because maybe they didn't even notice. Maybe they noticed at the beginning, but then they were like in a magic kind of bubble, right? That they forgot, and they just stayed on the whole experience and this magic, let's say, element. So yes, it will be like as well, like smart casual guests coming in and the whole thing. Yes, so that would continue. I believe there would be anyway more kind of technology would kick in. So the whole thing now just accelerates this whole kind of situation. So if we would link it, I would say that we will see obviously more technology applied when it comes to restaurants and, well, hotels. It was already an F&B. So yes, the takeaway, delivery, pickup, this is here more or less to stay for some businesses, because they've the ones that they're trading now during this period, they've understood actually that, well, there's something there that we can do at the same time when we go back to normal. So online shops, right, takeaway, delivery, readjusting maybe the concept.
Sorry, I was going to ask you, do you think that, because you just mentioned delivery, do you think the trend of places like Alinea, Hakkasan, Hyde in London, all these kind of fine dining restaurants that are doing delivery, do you think we'll see more of that?
I mean, personally, maybe, well, believing that they would normally keep an element. So it might not be to that extent as a percentage, obviously, given the situation now. But generally speaking, to what we're saying before, now restaurants, for example, and chefs and managers and everything, they started to understand probably a little bit more the importance of finance behind, and how, it's a cash flow business. The margins are very tight and low. So now it's even more evident the importance of, being even more creative, just not the actual product, but actually creative on our literal operation, how we run our business. So they will keep, or they will create maybe other concept, brand, or whatever, that they will just work, on this aspect. So, what they call the ghost kitchens as well. And
well, I was thinking that dark kitchens, right?
So that as well is something that exists, and it will be as well, because anyway, so all these are linked, right, to the current situation. That the market was as well in London or other metropolis. The London, I think, was quite saturated. There was too many on the table, too many places and offer, and stuff. So it needed kind of as well. It's not probably great, but as we know as well, yes, there was like a lot of offer in comparison with the demand. So there will be more opportunities there probably for places that they will manage to come through. We will see new concepts coming up. Anyway, we'll see on the tech world, as we know, things, sharing economy like Airbnb and Uber. These were unicorns created post 2008, 2009 crisis, right? So likewise now, which is even like harder, the whole situation, we will see, some new kind of trends, I believe, coming up, right?